Hello everyone, I'm Recv5,
And I am SM099.
and welcome back to Madden NFL 2005 Crusaders franchise off-season number 3.
Yes, and this will be the final episode of Season 3,
That it will be.
which will be the rookie draft. And so you've got your pad and your pencil out there.
I do.
And I have a sheet that I found online, which gives us some actual rating ranges compared to some of the various drill results,
Okay.
which will possibly help us to draft the kind of players that we want. But anyway, we're looking at here finally the result of the Pro Bowl game in which we easily defeated the NFC 55-10. And so we need to advance to the owner mode off season.
All right.
So here we go. And I guess they're going to do some of their own kind of sort of like business type things that they need to do.
Yep.
So we have $175.7 million in total assets.
Nice.
Yeah. And our net income for season 3 was $69 million. So now, I guess, we go to the off-season menu.
Yep.
Here we go. Crusaders need to sign an offensive coordinator. You want to go to staffing, or do you want let's let the CPU sign one?
Go to staffing.
Okay, we'll go to staffing. And let's see, who do we need? Okay,
Offensive coordinator and a defensive coordinator.
Oh, okay.
By the looks of it.
Yeah, and I can never figure this part out. Okay. Because it shows all the coaches. It doesn't just show the ones that you need.
Yeah.
You know, like it would be nice to... Okay, so it looks like this guy is defensive. He was our defensive coordinator. And it looks like Green Bay is trying to hire him out from under us.
Oh, we should make him a better offer then.
Okay. So what do you think? We'll give him... what do you think? 4.08 million?
Sure.
Okay. Oh. No. Well, what's the deal then? How can they be... That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense at all.
Here, can I see something?
That's the one part in this game I think that was not done very well. They probably should have divided it up specifically so that you could look at offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, and so on specifically, instead of like just having a list of every coach in the league and having to sift through all of them, right?
Yeah. Okay,
Ooh,
so...
I see our Dent. Unless Kiffin there, they're trying to hire him as a head coach, maybe, right? Because it mentioned our head coach still has, you know what I mean? Like
yeah.
they're making him, we're going to lose him no matter what because we already have a head coach, and he's not interested in signing on as a defensive coordinator again. He wants to be, okay, yeah, maybe, okay, yeah, you could. He's a defensive. Wasn't he a defensive coordinator?
Is he a defensive guy? Yeah, he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
No, he's playing offense now.
Okay, so there you go.
I don't know. 470?
Okay. Okay, he's accepted our offer to stay on as defensive coordinator, except now... Okay, so it looks like we are the team of record here. Now we need an offensive coordinator, and I think that guy there was our offensive coordinator, right?
I don't think so. Special teams.
Oh, he's our special teams guy?
And he's still our special teams guy, and our special teams apparently sucks. See, that's why he thought the guy had amazing kick power.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, we need to figure out who our offensive coordinator was to see if we can re-sign him now.
If he's still around.
Because that other guy that you just made the offer to, wasn't he the our defensive coordinator for the last 3 seasons?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
No, he was our defensive coordinator last season.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We got to figure out who our offensive coordinator is here.
Yeah. That's why usually when I'm just doing this on my own, I just let the CPU sign, because this is a pain in the ass. They didn't set this up very well.
Okay, that's the guy.
Saunders?
Saunders.
Okay. And it looks like Boston is trying to hire him as a head coach.
Okay, well, we'll offer him some stupid amount of money.
Okay.
There. Now I think that's all taken care of.
Okay.
What about training staff? Check that out. Coaching staff?
Well, coaching staff now, we
now.
should be good, right?
Check the training staff.
Training staff. We got 2 years left on our contract with these guys. The EA Wellness Group.
God.
All right. So I think we're doing fine here, right? Okay. Now, we go to the off-season menu. Advancing to off-season. Retired players. Okay. So, shall we see if we lost anybody to retirement?
McGrady?
Well, let's see here. They got everybody in the league. Need to... Oop, there we go. No players. We had no retirements.
Wow, he's still hanging in there, is he?
Yeah, we had no retirements. That's amazing. Well, that means you don't have to draft a quarterback this year.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So you can just focus... You can focus on... So I guess we'll go through the player retirements. You can focus on...
Drafting a fast halfback.
Drafting a fast halfback.
Watch, all the halfbacks are slow this year, so we draft a wide receiver instead.
Restricted free agents. Ooh, Ben French is a restricted free agent. So is Pete Clark. And so is Anthony Thomas. Okay. Well, we've got lots of cap room, so maybe what we should do is offer Ben French. Whoops, what's going on here?
I think you got to negotiate with them. Start at the 1.8.
That's weird. Okay. Yeah, it looks like somebody else is trying to get him. The Scorpions.
Yeah, the Scorpions.
Okay. We'll match the offer. Okay, so Pete Clark. You want to make an offer to Pete Clark?
Yep.
Okay.
I guess 1.85 million is like the default.
I guess that's the default, yeah. And it looks like nobody else is offering anything. Okay. How about Anthony Thomas?
Well, he's our 80 speed corner.
Okay. Well, you want to? I'm going to make an offer to him too. Okay. It looks like nobody else is making any offers to them either. So, what do we do? Hit continue?
I guess so.
I guess so. By continuing. Okay. Continue. Well, looks like we signed Pete Clark. Okay, re-sign players. Ooh,
Danny Jones is
holding out. Wow. He's pushing his luck about how much I might like him, right? Okay, well, maybe what we should do is we should go here to quarterbacks first. You want to re-sign Kraus to a year?
Yeah, I've re-signed Kraus for a year.
Okay. So we'll re-sign Kraus
to a year.
To a year. Is that good enough for you?
Can you lower the signing bonus? No.
No.
Can you lower the salary?
No.
No. Okay.
He's a decent backup, anyway.
I know, but I like penny pinching.
Yeah, I know. Okay. So we're going to re-sign Robert Kraus. And looks like we got now all three of our quarterbacks on their last year of their contract. So, do you want to re-sign Mickey Aldridge, or do you want to let him go? He's a pretty crappy halfback. He's really got not very much going for him.
Yeah, we'll let him go.
All right. Because we still have another year yet for Kelvin Allen and Pete Clark. Fullback Adam Parkman is holding out.
Wow.
Do you want to negotiate with him?
Sure, here, let me try negotiating with him.
Okay, I deserve to be paid more.
So what's his current contract? 7.34, 1.08? So bonus 1.08, salary 2.33.
Okay, so he wants oh, he went too far.
There, we'll just go as low as we can go.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like Golston is still going to continue on.
Yep. Yo, Parkman is like the best fullback in the league by now.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wide receivers. We've got, oops, let's have a look here. Lance Herman. He's got 83 speed. So he's got really good hands. Wow. Okay. Can't jump very well, but he can catch. So maybe what we'll do is we'll re-sign him to a 1-year deal.
Poor Herman.
And Anthony Jefferson.
I think Herman's our special teams guy anyways.
Is he? Anthony Jefferson is reasonably fast. Again, got so-so acceleration. He can catch a little bit. I wasn't really planning on, I don't know, do you want to re-sign? You don't really care about wide receivers one way or the other anyway, right?
Yeah, we'll re-sign him.
All right. Re-sign him just to a year?
Sure.
All right. Okay. Tight ends. Grant Sarah and Tony Easley. Both are up for re-signing.
Yeah, you got to re-sign them both.
Okay. Sarah is a young player with good speed, good strength, good agility. He needs to work on his catching a little bit. But he is a pretty decent blocker. So what kind of a contract do you want to sign him for? If you sign him for 3 years, he's going to be less than $1 million a year.
Sure.
Okay. And Easley, of course, as you know, is a good, solid receiving tight end. He's not hugely fast, but he's got okay agility and acceleration for a big guy, and he's got very good hands.
Yeah, we'll re-sign him too.
Okay. Now, keeping in mind that he is 30 years old, how many years do you want to re-sign him for?
Well, maybe we can get 2 out of him.
Okay, you'll re-sign him for 2 years. Okay. Now, left tackle. Well, you're pretty much locked in with those 2 guys. Left guard. Yeah, both of those guys have a year left yet. Center. Both of those guys have 2 years. Right guard. Right tackle. Okay, so you don't really have any opportunities to do anything, but you're not really carrying a lot of extra players on the offensive line right now anyway.
Yeah.
So you may want to consider drafting another offensive lineman possibly for depth if there's enough room on the roster for it. But
quite possibly.
Okay, left end Zach Mack. Okay, 72 strength. Very good tackler. However, having McGrady not retire kind of spoiled my plan here. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to re-sign Zach Mack. I'm going to re-sign
Not for
him.
5 years.
No, I'm going to re-sign him for 1 year.
Okay, now remember, Danny Jones wants a 7-year contract.
Yeah. Okay. Right end. Okay, we're good with Ben French now for another 4 years. But Ben French has the characteristics. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to swap him and Zach Mack. Now, okay, well, I could just let McGrady go, I suppose, which would still fit in with my plan.
You could.
Yeah, I think I might just do that because he's
34.
34 years old. He probably should have retired already. Anyway.
I think he lost a bit of speed too. Look at his speed now.
Yeah, he's pretty slow. He's got pretty poor acceleration. He's a good tackler, but that's about it. So I think what we're going to do probably is we're going to re-sign Scott Pete. And I think we're not going to give him that many years. We'll give him 2. Yeah. Okay, left outside linebacker, Cedric Perry. Now, this guy here. Okay. So Cedric Perry, of course, with all of his hardware that he won last season. And yeah, I think we'll keep him for another 3 years.
All that hardware comes with a price tag.
Yeah. Okay, middle linebacker. Now, I was going to let Irwin, I think, go because he has absolutely horrible acceleration.
And he can't jump either.
Well, he's an okay tackler, but I think it's just a numbers game. We're going to have to let somebody go.
And it can't be Jamie Boston.
And he's about the same age as Jamie Boston. Boston is a higher rated player. He's a little bit slower, but he's a bit stronger. He's got better agility, better acceleration. Basically, like all around, he's probably a bit better player. So I'm going to re-sign Jamie Boston. And I think I'm going to give him just 1 year. And we're not going to re-sign Irwin. Okay, right outside linebacker, we're pretty much set. Cornerbacks. Hasty and Mills. Okay. So both of these guys have... wow, that guy's got 98 acceleration. Wow. Terrible agility, but... Okay. Wow, look at that. He's cheap, too. Okay. Well, we'll re-sign Ross Hasty. And, guess we'll re-sign
Matt Mills?
Matt Mills as well, but we're only going to 2 years. Okay, free safety. Well, Carswell. Okay, he's an okay player. He's got decent coverage capabilities. He's a pretty good tackler. So I think we're going to hang on to him.
Yes, the choice to have a linebacker at that position has prevailed.
Yeah, well, you know what? We'll give him a 2-year contract, too. Now, Jones, who is a holdout. Okay. And let's just have a look and see just what it is that he wants.
A 4-year contract.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get him with a 2-year contract. Okay. that solves that problem. Now, we have Johnson and Nipper.
Johnson's the old veteran.
Is the old guy, and he hasn't got very good speed or strength. Okay, yeah, I don't see anything there that I really want to re-sign him for. But Nipper, on the other hand, has got decent speed for a corner. He's not extremely old. He's got okay acceleration and agility for a guy at that position.
He can jump.
Yeah, well, and he can tackle, right? He's a good tackler, so I think we'll re-sign him. And I think we'll re-sign him to a 2-year deal because he's looking like he's probably the starter. Okay. Kicker, well, we got Costanza and a punter. I guess we could re-sign. Do you want to re-sign Wilkes for another year?
Yeah, sure.
All right. We'll re-sign Wilkes for a 1-year deal. And that takes care of our re-signing of players. So there's 4 players that we're just letting go. Right?
Which means we'll be able to sign at least 4.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we had a full roster before either, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess we'll... See, and I wanted to, even though I didn't want to spend a lot of money on him, but I wanted to re-sign Danny Jones for his coverage abilities. Because he can catch, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, the way that I tend to use him in my defensive schemes, he is not really going to be relied on to make tackles the way that safeties are in your setup.
Yeah.
He's more going to be a guy who I want to knock the ball down or catch the ball kind of thing. Anyway, rookie scouting. It's time for the nitty-gritty now. Rookie scouting. So, have you got an idea of who you want to draft? I want to draft a defensive end.
Yeah, okay.
One with good speed and good acceleration. And I also want to draft either a fast linebacker or a big safety, because I'm going to need another strong safety, right? And basically those are my 2 kind of wish list players right now. And as for the rest, you know, I'm not really too worried about one way or the other. I've got 5 corners already, so I don't need any more defensive backs, really.
Yep.
And I've already got 6 linebackers. And with McGrady staying where he was, basically I just want to sign either a defensive tackle or a defensive end. Like I said, I want somebody with a little bit of explosive speed to come from the right.
Well, I'm going to be taking a look here, and I guess I'm going to be looking at running backs first and foremost.
Okay, well, right now there isn't a whole lot of information on any of these guys.
Yeah, let's take a look at...
Actually, you know what? There isn't even any...
yeah, there isn't even any times for them. So we got a scout... Scout Mays.
Mays. Okay.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, and Scout Rasby.
Rasby.
Go down. Pool.
Okay.
Ensign.
Okay.
Brandon.
Okay.
Down. Wicks.
My goodness, you're
down.
You want to scout all the halfbacks?
Zimmerman. We're gonna scout all halfbacks.
Okay.
Because I'm looking for one thing and one thing only.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and I want to scout defensive ends, and I'm not going to get that guy, but maybe I'll scout 1, 2, 3 defensive ends. And You know what? I'm not going to worry too much about defensive tackles this season because I think I'll have enough players at that position. Because what I was thinking about doing, even though he's a little bit low in strength, is I was going to make Zach Mack into a defensive tackle.
Oh, okay.
Because he does weigh about 300 pounds, so he's big for a defensive end.
Yeah.
And, you know, like he should be able to play the position, I think. We'll just have to see how things work out there. So, I'm not really too sure what to do here about this, but I think I want to draft strong safeties as well. We'll scout some strong safeties. And maybe we'll scout. We'll scout one outside linebacker for the time being. Okay. All right, now we've got some times. So let's go back to halfbacks here.
And you've got like this little list here that you printed out.
That's right. So basically, that little list should show you if you got halfbacks with like what kind of speed ratings were you looking for?
Fast. So we want 4.24 to 4.35.
Okay, well this guy has 4.35.
Okay, we'll look at him again.
And his shuttle is 4.13. What does that give him for range for
70 to 79.
70 to 79 for what is that? Agility?
I think so, yep. No, that's acceleration.
That's acceleration?
Yep.
And the cone drill, 7.21. What does that give him?
60 to 69.
Okay, so that's not great.
Not great agility. Let's see here.
Yeah, maybe it'll be easier if you just looked.
Yeah. So not too great for him.
Well, those first round guys, you're not going to get any of those guys. They're going to be gone in the first round.
Rasby's a big slow guy.
Yeah.
Take a look at Brandon. Oh, Brandon has some serious agility problems.
Yeah. Look at Wicks, though. He's got a 6.98 cone.
Yeah, but he's also a big guy.
He's not very fast, but it looks like there isn't a huge selection of really speedy running backs, eh?
Well, you know what? We're going to take a look at this guy anyways, just so that we know about him. So he shows up in our picks during the draft. In case somebody leaves him behind for some reason. Because that does happen every now and then.
Yeah.
Right, and one of his deficiencies is going to be his agility too, right?
Yeah.
It should be 70 to 79.
Okay.
Do we have any fullbacks with fast 40 times? No. Hey, how about wide receivers?
Well, that guy's pretty fast.
Yeah, he's pretty fast.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at their bench press reps. Ooh, this guy could make a good running back.
Yeah.
Take a look at those bench press reps.
You'd for sure have to pick him in the first round if you were going to get him, though. So he'll have decent amount of power as well, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he won't be like overly strong. He'll have 50 some odd strength. So he'll be a little bit of a smaller running back, but that's okay. He'd still be big enough. I mean, lots of these guys, they're going to have total crap for strength, right? Like under 50 strength.
Yeah.
That guy at least has over 50 strength.
Look at that. There's that guy there has got 4.28.
Yeah, but he's not strong. 4.38, that's a little too slow.
That's pretty fast.
A little too slow.
What does that give him for range for speed?
4.38?
Yeah.
Gonna have speed in the 80s. So too slow for what we're looking for.
Well, maybe you need to look for a wide receiver then.
Yeah, it's looking that way. I guess we'll take a look at D. Jones here. The other D. Jones.
Other D. Jones.
We'll take a look at Love anyways. Probably going to go for White here.
Yeah, he seems like probably the best pick out of the bunch, hey?
Tight ends. Nothing but slow tight ends this year.
Yeah, you're pretty solid at that position anyways, though. Right now, you got a couple of good solid veterans and a good younger player, right?
See, this guy is basically the same as that wide receiver, actually.
Yeah.
D. White, except it looks like D. White is almost better than him in every other way. Probably lower starting rating, but just because he's a wide receiver.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I guess we'll take another look at him. And another look at him. And we gotta find someone else to take a look at. So let's see here, I'm just gonna start writing down names. A little wish list of running back names. So we've got halfbacks. F. Floyd. C. Brandon. J. Poole. Wide receivers. We've got D. White. We'll just underscore his name because he's important. D. Jones.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If you were to take a first-round pick, you might want to pick that guy.
And J. Love.
Because it looks like he could potentially be a superstar at wide receiver too, right?
Wide receiver. Pfft, that doesn't matter.
I'm thinking 2 years down the road. When I'm at the controls on offense again.
In fact, maybe we'll try to get D. White and C. Brandon.
Wow, now you're really pushing it. Now you're talking crazy.
We gotta min-max that. Whoever's the better running back, the other guy can be a wide receiver for a year. Then, let's see here. All the speedy players are at cornerback this year.
Yeah.
Be like, we could take a corner and convert him into a running back.
I don't know. Can you do that?
You can convert defensive backs into running back, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
But none of these guys are really looking like they're any good for it.
Yeah, well, see, I was playing a game with the Spitfires here the other day, and what I noticed was that my corners, the number 1 and number 2 corners, who are super speed guys, they don't really play press coverage very well. Right? Like they have trouble jamming receivers at the line. What helps them though is that they can match them stride for stride, right? Because they're fast. So there's kind of pluses and minuses to that too.
No speedster quarterbacks this year.
Nope, no scrambling quarterbacks this season.
Nope. Well, I guess I might as well look at linemen.
Well, now that we've established that acceleration is an important characteristic for an offensive lineman too, these are things that might be, things you might want to pay attention to as well, right? So what does a 5.2940 time give you in a rating anyway?
Slower than anything marked. The list doesn't go down that low.
The list doesn't go that low, hey?
No, that's as slow as you get. The list goes to this low. So this means these guys are going to have like 20 speed.
Yeah. Why, what's the lowest that the list goes? 40 or something?
5.10.
Yeah, and what's that?
40 to 49.
Okay. Yeah, so those guys will have speeds probably in the 30s, right?
Yeah, it's so hard to find a guy who's big who can also do the acceleration thing.
Well, yeah, because you're looking for like a pulling guard, right?
That's right. 4.33 on acceleration. That would actually be okay.
A 40 time of 5.01, so he'll be average speed for an offensive lineman.
Yeah, and his agility is total trash.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we take a look at this guy, actually. D. Hall. He looks a little bit more promising.
Yeah, he's got decent bench press reps.
And better movement characteristics.
Yeah.
And he's a smaller guy, too, for a lineman.
Alrighty. Well, let's see. What do we get here? So we had a look at this guy. What does 4.77 give me speed range?
60 to 69.
Okay, that's not bad. Shuttle of 4.31.
60 to 69.
That's acceleration.
Yep.
Okay, and 7.54 for cone.
50 to 59.
Okay. 30 bench press reps.
80 to 89.
Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, well maybe we'll have another look at him. Then who else have we got here? Have a look at this guy. Okay, so he has got a little less acceleration.
4.42.
Yeah.
That's still 60 to 69. Still falls in the range.
Okay, and his agility is a little better.
At 7.46.
Yeah.
That's going to be 60 to 69.
Okay, we'll have a look at him too. Okay, this guy's pretty fast for a defensive end, actually. What's his speed rating going to be?
70 to 79.
Yeah, and the
4.74. That's going to be 40 to 49.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's one of those high speed, low acceleration defensive ends.
Yeah, okay. It's awfully hard to find somebody who's got it all, hey? What about this guy? He's a 6th round guy. It looks like his speed might be okay.
60 to 69.
Yeah, and his acceleration might be okay.
That would be 60 to 69.
Yeah. And his agility might be okay.
50 to 59.
Okay, not terrible. He's not very strong, but
14 bench press reps.
yeah.
Oh god, no, don't get him.
Okay.
50 to 59 strength.
All right.
You need to look at big linebackers.
Yep, I think so. I think there aren't very many defensive ends in here that I want to try and pick. Okay, so what about defensive tackles? Oh. Okay, so that guy is an outside linebacker. His speed would be okay for a pass rushing defensive end. What does his acceleration and agility look like?
So his acceleration, that's 4.47. So his acceleration is 50 to 59.
Okay. Maybe what I'll do here is I'm going to just sort by this. Okay. That guy's top 5, so I'm not going to get him. That guy's projected 5th round.
Yep, and he's going to have 80 to 89 acceleration.
Yeah, and pretty decent speed, too.
Yep, 70 to 79.
Okay, and it looks like okay agility. He's not the strongest guy in the world, but...
Yeah, look at the 5th round guy. He's just a steroid freak. Or sorry, the top 5 pick guy. He's a steroid
top 5
freak.
pick guy. Yeah, he's like head and shoulders above everybody else. It looks like His strength is about average for a linebacker, right?
Actually, that strength rating is in the neighborhood of defensive ends, I think.
Yeah. 16?
No, I mean the top 5 guy.
Oh, yeah. Okay, well, you know what? We'll have a look at this guy. And
yeah, it's at 16 strength, the guy's not going to be very strong.
Oh.
You should just sort these guys by strength rating. You're looking for a defensive end.
Well, thing is, though, I'm also looking for speed and acceleration. Because pass rushing from that right-hand side, you need somebody faster than Ben French if you're going to get pressure, right?
Well, what does Green have here?
4.82.
4.82? Okay, so he's a 50 to 59 speed guy.
Yeah.
But 4.31, so he's got 60 to 69 acceleration.
Yeah.
What about Harris there? You've already looked at once.
Yeah.
Horton? Now Horton's slow.
Okay, well.
I don't know. Maybe you should take a look at middle linebacker.
Well, we'll have a look at Harris again. And we'll see what the middle linebackers look like.
Oh, you gotta take a look at Beckett there.
This guy?
Yep.
Okay, 4.71 for
4.71, he'll have 60 to 69 speed.
Okay, and his shuttle...
4.01, that's going to be like 80 to 89.
80 to 89 acceleration?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, okay.
Now, his agility is going to be absolute garbage.
Oh, what is that going to be? What are we looking at?
40 to 49.
Yikes.
But his strength is going to be 70 to 79.
Because I think that agility probably will affect how well he can, like, recover from being cut blocked and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, what about Page there? Just beneath him.
The undrafted guy, he's a little bit faster. He's got similar acceleration. He's a little bit more agile. Okay. Yeah, let's look at the undrafted guy, because I can probably pick him up in a late round, right?
Yeah, and what's his strength rating? Same.
4, yeah.
So, yeah.
And actually, this guy here is almost the same, and he's a 4th round guy. Okay. So, we'll move on now to the safeties again. And we'll have a look at... Wow, this guy's a 7th rounder, and he is really fast. He's got good bench press reps, too. Right? And good jumping.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's a 4.35 shuttle?
4.35 shuttle time is 60 to 69 acceleration.
Okay, that's not great, but that's okay. He doesn't need that anyway. All right, we'll have a look at him. And that guy's got even less, but he's very agile. Also got good strength and good jumping ability. Him, well.
What are you looking at these safeties for?
Safety.
Oh.
Because with my scheme, if I want to play press coverage, well, those safeties are going to be backing up while the corners are hopefully delaying the receivers at the line.
Yeah.
Which will give them, hopefully, I'm thinking, an extra 10-yard cushion. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Which means that they don't necessarily need to have extremely high acceleration if they get enough of a head start.
Yeah. You got any names you want me to make note of yet?
No, I'm pretty good here, I think.
Okay.
Okay, well, here we go. This is the final round of scouting.
The final round of scouting, huh?
Yep.
Now I guess we can,
Could even look at targets and then just look at their, right? So run power, great.
Below hand, average hands.
Run power, good. Hands, average. Kick return, terrible. I guess he won't be returning any kickoffs, eh?
Yeah, no kidding.
This guy here, run power, below average.
Well, we'll see. Let's take a look at these wide receivers here.
Run power, above average.
Run power bad.
Run power bad. Dan Jones.
Oh, fuck.
Could have two Danny Joneses on the team, eh?
So we'll take a look at those two again, maybe. And then we'll go back over to here. I guess we'll take a look at all those guys again. We won't take a look at that guy again. Just take a look at these guys. With their terrible cone times. What do we know about this guy?
Run blocking, great. Pass blocking, good.
Wow. I was hoping for better run and pass blocking.
Yeah, you haven't made much of an effort to scout offensive linemen anyways, so it doesn't really look like that's in your plan.
No, it's just kind of something that I'm pursuing on the side here.
You probably want somebody who's a run-blocking offensive lineman too, right?
Well, technically this guy's a run-blocking offensive lineman, but
Yeah.
his
mediocre in pass protection, but if he's a great run blocker, well, you know, he's a great run blocker.
He's going to have like 50 some odd pass blocking and like whatever. I don't know. I'm not impressed by him. Oh my god, why are all the guards so slow this year? Yeah, we'll take a look at T. Jones. And then we've got centers. We could take a look at a center. Guy looks like he's pretty quick. Maybe we found someone. D. Newberry. What do we know about him? Oh, he's a shit blocker, that's why he's... And you can't convert offensive linemen meaningfully to anything.
Well, you can just swap them around in different positions on the offensive line, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Turn him into a pass receiving tight end.
So you're at 29 strength. What did that guy have for strength? Fucking garbage strength. Well, okay, whatever. We'll look at him anyways. Most of these guys are ridiculously slow. I'll hand the rest of the picks over to you.
Well, okay. Well, let's see what this guy they talk about. Solid tackler who will wrestle ball carriers to the ground. Okay, and he didn't have too bad of a statistics, right? How about this guy? Active in pursuit.
He's 272 pounds.
Yeah, he's a pass rushing defensive end. Okay, so what is 4.42 for shuttle?
4.42 for shuttle is 60 to 69 speed.
Okay, you know what? This guy might be the guy I pick in the second round. Maybe. Because I have a feeling I'm probably not going to get this guy, who has got very quick acceleration, right?
That's right. Actually, it'd be the same acceleration.
No, this guy had 4.31.
Yep, but that's the same range.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll have another look at him. So this guy here is top 10. This guy's a 5th rounder. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he gets there almost immediately. Bone drill is terrible by the looks of it. It's near the bottom. And he's not a real big, strong individual either, is he? Okay. Okay. That guy is kind of so-so as well. But he is the second fastest guy in the draft, so maybe we'll have a look at him too. All right. Okay, so that guy's got decent speed actually for a linebacker, right? Pretty good. Shuttle. Speedy from the outside. I guess if I can't make him a defensive end, I could always just have him as a linebacker too, right?
Or maybe as a safety.
No, I think he might be a little slow for a safety.
Actually, 70 to 79 speed, if he ends up in the top end of that.
Yeah.
What's his jump? What's his vertical?
27.
27? Okay, yeah, he can't jump.
No, but he might be okay for a good outside linebacker as well. If at some point I'm looking for one. At 4.28. Okay. So we got some pretty speedy acceleration type guys here. Not getting him though. Okay, well we have to look at some safeties as well, so. Well, okay, we'll look at him as well. To give us a variety of players in case we can't get one that we're looking for. Have another look at him. Okay. Okay, so rookie scouting has ended.
You want me to note anyone for you, or?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
All right, let's move on to the draft.
Yes, and we had a request for the draft, didn't we?
To do it slowly?
Yeah, we had a request to do it slowly.
Okay. Comets, Knights, Ironmen, Hawks, Vultures, Spitfires. Okay, so here we go. Pigeons.
New York is now on the clock.
I'm not sure. Okay, they picked Walter Langford. They picked a right tackle.
Pittsburgh is now on the clock.
They picked a wide receiver.
Yeah.
Baltimore is now on the clock.
Pittsburgh picked a cornerback.
Yeah.
Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Baltimore picked a wide receiver.
Yep, Baltimore picked a wide receiver. Who's Philadelphia gonna pick?
I guess they'll get around to it.
New York is now on the clock.
Okay, they picked left outside linebacker Warren Garcia.
Yep.
Carolina is now on the clock.
Defensive tackle.
Yep.
St. Louis is now on the clock.
So looks
A
like
right tackle.
Carolina picked a right tackle.
Seattle is now on the clock.
Let's see what the Scorpions picked. They picked a
Quarterback.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a trade.
They get two. They got a free safety.
New York is now on the clock.
Halfback.
Oh, another trade.
Tampa Bay now on the clock.
Right tackle. What are these guys gonna pick?
Cleveland is now on the clock.
Pirates took a right guard.
Denver is now on the clock.
Wide receiver.
San Diego is now on the clock.
The Ponies chose a right end.
Yeah. I'm not seeing a lot of halfbacks being picked here.
It's because they all suck.
Buffalo is now on the clock.
Okay, so they picked a middle linebacker.
It sucks to pick last.
Yep.
Baltimore is now on the clock.
We're a victim of our own success.
They picked a wide receiver.
Now on the clock. The
Did the
Shiner
Hawks
Marshals.
pick? A right tackle.
Yeah, we get to pick
Seattle
32nd.
is now on the clock.
Now the Marshals picked a left outside linebacker.
Oh, another trade. And another trade.
Washington, now on the clock.
And let's see who the lifers pick. Defensive tackle.
Miami is now on the clock.
There's another halfback. Was Lomas Matthews, was he one of your guys?
Nope.
Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Just picked a cornerback.
Yeah, I can't remember if we totally thrashed the Guppies when we played them this season.
Green Bay is now on the clock.
It's entirely possible because we totally thrashed just about everybody we played.
Well, but was it a 40-point game or an 80-point game?
Cleveland
Yeah.
is now on the clock.
I honestly don't remember.
Lots of defensive tackle drafting this year.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it's a lucky thing that McGrady didn't retire this season. We might have a hard time drafting a defensive tackle this season because everybody seems to want one, right?
It's okay, maybe you can get Brad Doss at a free agency again.
That just wouldn't be fair.
It would totally be fair.
I'll tell you.
Oakland is now on the clock.
With my Washington franchise, I have Brad Doss, who was a middle linebacker, and I converted him to right defensive end, and he's like a holy terror from there. Like he's got 98 speed and 99 acceleration or something insane like that, right?
Yeah, and in the 90s in the strength rating, too.
And I mean, I'd like to get somebody like that out of the draft, but I somehow just don't think that's going to happen, right?
People like that don't exist.
Washington now on the clock.
They got a left end.
Yeah. Well, we'll just have to see. Will we get the bottom of the barrel, you know? The only way we can actually steal one or two good players in the draft is if we, try and identify those good players in the second and succeeding rounds, right?
All right, so let's see here.
You're looking for halfbacks, right?
That's right.
Ooh, look at that. That guy from the first round, because he's so slow, he didn't go, eh?
Told you he wouldn't go.
Yeah.
Right? Told you so.
Well, who's your targets? Are any of them still,
Well, there you go. That guy is still there, and I think he's the guy who had all the bench press reps.
Yeah. And again, high jumping. He's a high jumper.
Yeah, he's a physical freak.
Yeah. Okay, well, maybe you want to draft him then. That speed is amazing, too. Like, he'd be just about the fastest player on the field, except for Calvin Allen, probably. What do you think? You're going to draft him?
Yeah, well, we'll get him first.
He's going to be our new backup halfback.
Detroit is now on the clock.
Well, they like that.
Yeah, but they think he's going to play wide receiver.
Yeah. Well, he is. He's just going to do it from behind the quarterback.
And every pass is going to be about this long.
Yeah, about as long as the quarterback's arm, yep. Well, you throw to those guys out of the backfield sometimes too, though, right?
On occasion, yeah.
Yeah.
Memphis now on the clock.
Well, another defensive tackle.
Arizona is now on the clock. Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Ben Johnson. I'll bet he's fast.
You figure so?
You don't remember who Ben Johnson was?
No.
Ben Johnson was an Olympic sprinter
Oh,
who was the fastest man alive for a while.
fuck.
And then he got into trouble for steroids or something.
Oh, of course.
But this
Hey,
is
you know what? If you ain't steroiding, you ain't trying.
Yeah, this was a pretty long time ago, though. Like, I don't remember how long ago that was. There's been about 4 or 5 fastest men alive since him,
Yep.
right? That was so long ago, I don't even remember exactly how long ago that was now.
St. Louis is now on the clock.
Oh, who's St. Louis picking? They picked a free safety.
Seattle is now on the clock.
Oh, Minnesota picked the middle linebacker.
New York is now on the clock.
Seattle got a fullback.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple of teams that drafted fullbacks. I'm kind of surprised, actually.
Memphis is now on the clock.
A lot of teams don't use their fullback very much.
Yeah, a lot of these teams in this game really don't. We use our fullbacks a lot.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay now on the clock.
Bigman got a cornerback.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. I'm not looking for corners anyway. Still hoping for that quick defensive
Cleveland
end.
is now on the clock.
Because I think that a player like Ben French playing from the left side would be very successful.
Denver is now on the clock.
Another fullback. It's fullback day.
It's fullback day today, yeah.
San Diego is now on the clock.
Oh, there's a left end. Yeah, defensive tackle, cornerback,
Buffalo is now on the clock.
another cornerback. Wide receiver for Arizona, cornerback.
Baltimore is now on the clock.
A kicker.
Yeah.
That's unusual.
Well, maybe they needed one, though. See, I drafted that kicker last year because I saw that he had amazing kick power, and I thought that I had something.
Nope.
But as it turns out, the scout was blind. He thought a 40-yard field goal was a 50-yard field goal or something.
He just got a little confused.
He counted on his fingers wrong or something.
Yeah.
Right? Lost count.
Like the Cox just drafted a center.
Arizona is now on the clock.
See, I noticed we didn't have any team name changes this season. I had one franchise mode where I had like 4 teams change their names and move cities, right? Like all the cupcake teams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know, maybe we'll be able to show that off on camera sometime at some point.
Somebody else drafted Dan Jones.
Washington.
That's okay. I already got D White.
Miami is now on the clock.
Another
fullback. Why?
Wow. Yeah, I don't know.
Why would you pick fullback in the top round, no less?
I don't know. Unless maybe it's a good season, like it's a good year for fullbacks.
I didn't really look.
Maybe they just draft the best available player or something, right?
Maybe.
You know what I mean? Like they pick a player because he happens to be a projected round 2 pick kind of thing.
Although sometimes you end up with weird
Green
shit
Bay
too,
is
like
now on the clock.
there was a year in one of our drafts, I can't remember what season we were playing, if it was this season or the Lifer season, where St. Louis had like 5 left tackles.
Yeah, I remember that. I think that was when we were playing with the Lifers because we were trying to draft an offensive lineman and more specifically a tackle, and we couldn't even buy one, right?
Yeah.
And then we're looking at the rosters afterwards, and the Scorpions have like 5 left tackles. It's like, yeah, they did that just so that we couldn't get one, right?
Yeah, basically.
Maybe they did that, though, because remember that was the season where we played them with the Lifers, and I got 15 sacks in one game against them.
Oh, okay.
Oakland
Right.
is now on the clock.
If they could put all 5 guys out there at once, they would.
Yeah. So maybe they were, after that, they were trying to shore up their offensive line because in that game I just shredded them, right?
Yep.
Dallas is now on the clock.
And the Badmen drafted a left outside linebacker.
Well, you'll have to see what's available to you.
Yeah, well, it's the zombies are on the clock now, so we're going to get the pick here pretty soon. Another Dallas picked a left end.
Kansas City is now on the clock.
And we're up next. And what did the zombies pick? They picked a left tackle. Okay, well, I'm going to have a look at the scouted players. Ooh, look at that. Patterson, left end. So, what is 4.7740?
4.7740 is a 60 to 69 speed rating with 4.51 shuttle. That's 50 to 59 acceleration. With a 7.92 cone. That's going to be 40 to 49 agility.
Oh, yeah. Wow. So this guy's not really that great.
Probably why he was left behind.
Yeah. Okay, what about this guy? 4.7 to 4.77, so he's a little faster. 4.42 to 4.51, so he's a little bit faster off the line.
4.42 is going to be 60 to 69.
Okay. 7.46 cone is better as well.
Going to be 60 to 69.
And 27 bench press reps.
27 bench press reps is going to be 70 to 79 strength.
Okay. That's not bad for defensive end, actually. I'm going to pick him.
All right.
I'm going to pick B. Lewis.
Detroit is now on
No
the clock.
comment.
Ah, well.
But out of the players that I was looking for, I guess he had the
New York
closest
is
match
now
to
on the
the
clock.
characteristics I was looking for, right?
Yep. Now they're picking left guards.
Yeah. So now I need a safety, and then after that, pretty well anything for me is optional.
Well, for me, all I want to do is get that other halfback.
Is now on the clock.
And who knows, maybe we can let Clark go or turn Clark into a wide receiver.
Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Oh, you don't want to carry 4 halfbacks on the roster?
Nah. I think 3 halfbacks with over 90 speed each is probably good enough.
Yeah.
New York is now on the clock.
Well, that's assuming that you can get them. Right?
Yep. After that, all these other picks could be yours if you wanted them.
Yeah. Well,
Carolina is now on the clock.
Because you take a risk trying to draft a wide receiver for running back too, because you never know what his carrying rating's going to be.
yeah.
It could be very good, it could be very bad.
Yeah, that's something that, unless you read the comments, and they don't really make comments like that about wide receivers, right?
That's right.
Seattle is now on the clock.
So it's largely an unknown. But anyway, you're going to have to carry the commentary for a couple of minutes while I go and take a quick break.
All right.
Seattle is now on the clock.
Looks like Kansas, or sorry, whoever that was last, picked a right end. Totally missed that because I was watching Sandman take his mic off.
New York is now on the clock.
Pigeons picked left tackle. Who'd the Knights pick here?
Memphis now on the clock.
Knights picked up a cornerback, so they're trying to shore up their defense. I guess they're not going to be such a super strong offense team anymore. The way they were. They started out as an aired-out team.
Tampa Bay now on the clock.
Big men are picking up a left tackle. Well, they already have a pretty good offensive line, but I guess they just want to keep that going. They've always been a fairly well-balanced team.
Now on the clock.
Pirates picked a left end. It's not surprising. I think they're a more defense-oriented team
Denver is now on
anyways.
the clock.
Bulldogs picked a wide receiver. I don't really know much about the Bulldogs, to be honest. They don't ever seem to do too well.
San Diego is now on the clock.
Ponies have picked a free safety. I can't really comment on that one.
Buffalo is now on the clock.
The Runners picked a left outside linebacker, so they must also be looking to shore up their defense.
Baltimore is now on the clock.
The Bulls are getting a wide receiver. So the Bulls are typically a strong defense team, and it looks like they're trying to get a more explosive offense with some faster receivers probably.
Houston
Or some better
is now on
receivers.
the clock.
The Hawks got a middle linebacker.
Seattle is now on the clock.
Marshall's picked themselves up a strong safety.
Arizona is now on the clock.
And the Pigeons are getting themselves some defensive personnel, a right outside linebacker. Again, the Pigeons are one of those air-it-out teams as well, so they're also going to be looking to shore up their defense, I suppose.
Indianapolis is now on the clock.
The Stingers got themselves a new quarterback. I'm not sure if they really needed a new quarterback, but I guess they got another one.
Washington now on the clock.
Wizards picked themselves up a defensive tackle. Welcome back, Sandman.
Yep, I'm back.
Miami is now on the clock.
Swamp Rats picked themselves up a halfback. No halfback I was interested in. One of those big backs is probably what they went and got.
Yep.
Philadelphia is now on the clock.
Yeah, well, like I said, I don't know whether they'd necessarily go for a lower round pick than the round that we're in.
Miami went and picked themselves up another, I totally didn't see the
Green
position
Bay
there.
is now on the clock.
Vultures picked themselves up a cornerback. See, what I've noticed is that all of our offense teams, or at least many of our strong offense aired-out type teams, they're picking themselves up defensive personnel now.
Cleveland is now on the clock.
Well, they're trying to shore up the weakness in their teams, right?
That's right, and a couple of, like the Bulls picked up a wide receiver, for example.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's something that I noticed in the Spitfires franchise too, right? Is that many of the teams that had extremely strong offense or extremely strong defense, but were kind of weak at the other side, they tended to even out a lot more, so that they had similar ratings in both offense and defense, right?
Tigers picked themselves up a middle linebacker.
Dallas is now on the clock.
And the bad men got a halfback.
No halfback I was interested in.
Washington now on the clock.
Well, hopefully one of the outside linebackers that I was looking at are still going to be there. If that's what one of our team needs is. According to the...
Kansas City is now on the clock.
I think that was one of Swamp
okay.
Rat's needs.
Oh, okay.
We have no needs.
Yeah, we have no needs. So what are you going to do? You're going to look and see if you got your third speedy halfback?
Well, it looks like I didn't get the one I wanted, but there's still that guy available.
Yeah.
Actually, no, this is the guy I wanted. Brandon. Alright, what's the difference between Brandon and Poole? Cone times. Both of them suck. Shuttle times.
Brandon, they're both pretty similar.
Yeah.
And speed, they're both pretty similar too. It looks like Brandon is a little bit quicker.
He's a better jumper.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Unless you wanted to pick your safety here first.
Well, let's see here. That guy is not very fast. He's not fast enough to play for me. That guy there might be okay.
Yeah, you want to go for safety first?
I don't know. Let's see if we can... Okay, we still have this guy. Well... And what do we have here? Middle linebacker. Okay, right outside linebacker. Okay, 4.53, 4.59, 4.22. Ooh, 3.93. What's that for acceleration?
3.93 is going to be 80 to 89.
Okay. Alright, you know what? He's a 5th round guy, though. I can probably wait till the next round.
Alright.
So...
I want to get to C. Brandon, then.
You want to get C. Brandon? Okay.
Yep.
We'll take C. Brandon.
Detroit is now on the clock.
No comment on that.
Nope. Well, now you've got a stable of high-speed halfbacks.
Alright, I'm just sitting here with my meat grinder.
Yeah. Well, we do have packages, though, where you can swap in any of your 3 halfbacks, right?
Yep.
So, there you go.
Pittsburgh is now on the clock.
So, I need a fast safety for sure. And then if I can get that outside linebacker, that would be good too.
Arizona is now on the clock.
Looks like the Iron Men got themselves a fullback.
Yeah.
Fullback is a popular position this year.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Everybody needs a fullback.
Philadelphia is now on
Surprising considering the amount of single back offenses that we see, though, right? You know, like it seems like most of the time that I can remember last season, most of the offenses that played against us ran almost all single back plays.
Maybe we're going to see all I formation this year.
Yeah, maybe all I formation all the time.
Oh, fuck.
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Carolina is now on the clock.
The Spitfire's got a right end.
St. Louis is now on the clock.
He's got a right outside linebacker.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even if I don't get the guy who can give me the pass rush that I want from the right side, if he's quick enough, he'll at least be decent at playing short zones and stuff like that, right? You know, zones up the middle, zones down the flat.
Scorpions just picked the other
guy?
Yeah, the other guy.
Well, it's probably a good thing you picked the guy you wanted more than that then.
Is now
Yep.
on the clock.
Oh, the Looters just picked a strong safety.
Yep.
New York is now on the clock.
And the Pigeons just picked a right tackle.
Memphis now on the clock. Tampa Bay now on the clock.
Oh, another left tackle. Lots of teams working on their offensive line.
Yep.
Looks like Tampa Bay needs a halfback.
Cleveland is now on the clock.
And they didn't choose one.
And they didn't choose one. They chose a left outside linebacker instead.
Oh, God.
Denver is
It's
now
Cleveland
on the clock.
choose. A halfback.
A halfback. That's okay. I think you're safe now. You've got all your halfbacks that you wanted, right?
That's right, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I only wanted 2 picks this draft.
San Diego is now on the
We
clock.
really didn't have any team needs. I think that's the thing, is we're too well balanced as a team already.
Well, I think that our defense needs a little work, particularly the secondary. Because ratings-wise, at least, they're kind of low. The defensive line is pretty good, and I think I probably made it a little better, hopefully, with this pick that I made. And at linebacker, we're fairly solid.
Well, you can take the rest of the remaining picks if you want.
Atlanta is now on the clock. Houston is now on the clock.
Well, they need defensive tackles and free safeties.
Arizona is now on the clock.
What did they pick? They picked the cornerback. It looks like they pretty much ignore their team needs, right?
I mean, I guess we do kind of too, right?
Indianapolis is now on the clock.
I don't think I've ever paid attention to team needs.
No. Mostly I have an idea of what I think the team needs are.
Yeah, that's right, yep.
And that's the path that I follow, right?
Washington now on the clock.
And the Wizards picked a defensive tackle. You know, like I imagine that the selection of defensive tackles be pretty picked over by now. It's kind of a good thing that we didn't need to draft one this season.
Miami is
Yeah.
now on the clock.
But then maybe that means we'll be able to pick up a gem in the middle of the line next season, right? Because everybody will have all picked all their defensive tackles.
Quite possibly.
This season, maybe.
Well, but you've also got rising star Scott Pete in the middle there.
Boston is
Yeah.
now on the clock.
Thing is, though, in my defense, I quite often use 3 defensive tackles on the field, so...
You might have to bring McGrady back.
Well, he'll probably get a little bit of playing time unless he rates out lower
Green
than
Bay
Zach
is
Mack,
now on the clock.
right? Because I am planning on trying out Zach Mack to see what he looks like as a defensive tackle. Because he's not really fast enough to play defensive end in my defense.
Or Zach Mack.
Chicago is now on the clock.
Well, see, for you, basically he was just a guy to eat up blocks so that your left outside linebacker could get the pressure, right?
Or he got sacks out of the nickel wide, yeah.
Yeah, but for me, because I play that like 4-man line a lot, I need that left outside linebacker to be a little bit quicker. Or left defensive end, sorry.
Oakland is now on the clock.
And it would be nice if I could get a fast right end as well, right? Or somebody I could put at right end who's fast.
Yep.
Dallas is now on the clock.
Okay, who did the Desperados pick? Right tackle. So are the zombies actually going to pick a punter, or
No.
are they just going to sign one out of free
Kansas
agency?
City is now on the clock.
Let's see who they picked.
Oh, look at that.
They did. They
actually
picked
did.
a punter. Okay, well, we need to look at our scouted players. And that guy's too slow. And that guy's too slow. Boy, the strong safeties get pretty picked over, too. That guy's a 7th rounder. I can probably wait. So is that guy. But I think I just might look at Jefferson here.
And what are you looking at him for?
Well,
Does linebacker?
he's got 4.53 40 time, which is, what, mid-70s or something?
Yep.
For speed.
Yep.
And a 4.22 shuttle.
Mid-70s.
Okay. The 7.51 cone.
50 to 59.
Okay. And he's got decent amount of bench press reps, but maybe he might find himself playing a little bit of defensive end, maybe.
What's his strength?
Well, he has 23 bench press reps.
Okay, and yeah, all right.
Which is not bad, right? So I think I'm going to grab him.
Detroit.
Oh, they were happy about that.
Yep. We actually stole a 4th round player in the 4th round.
Well, it seems like the AI is hesitant for a lot of these picks too.
Yeah.
There's nothing but garbage players left in the AI. It's just like, but I don't want to.
Yeah.
Imagine that all the teams in the NFL just get up in round 5 of the draft and they just walk out.
Yeah, really, eh? I'd stay.
Yeah, you'd get your picks.
Yeah.
But yeah, there really wasn't a lot of talent out there this year.
Jacksonville is now on the clock.
No, I was really hoping to get that fast defensive end. And I think, though, that this linebacker I just picked, he just might be that guy. Remember one time not too long ago you'd said that you'd have where you have your defensive end that drops in the zone, you'd have a linebacker in that position if you could?
Yep.
Well, guess what?
You're going to put a linebacker
I
in that
might be in a
position.
position where I could.
Fair enough.
New York is now on the clock.
Because I somehow think I can probably get a couple of really late round safeties who are fast, but I'm not sure what kind of talent they're going to have, right? Other than their
Carolina
speed.
is now on
Yeah.
the clock.
They might turn out to be duds, right?
The Spitfires got themselves a quarterback.
Yeah. It looks like there's a few quarterbacks left in the draft yet.
I think the Spitfires get themselves, like, these cupcake teams, they seem to replace their quarterbacks, like, every year. They never stick with the quarterback.
Yeah, well, I guess they don't develop the same way they do on our team, though, right?
Yeah. That is true.
And here we go. The looters are on the clock now. What are they going to pick? They need a tackle, defensive tackle, and a defensive
Seattle is
end.
now on the clock.
Center.
Then they picked the center. Well, maybe they couldn't get a right tackle or a tackle, though, right? Because there might be no more left. I mean, we are in round 5 now, right?
True, and there was extremely heavy offensive lineman
heavy
picks.
offensive lineman drafting going on. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. It's like the AI tends to fixate on a particular position or something. Okay, well the Knights are still getting themselves defensive players.
Yeah. See, I just had another thought too, is that if I had to, I could maybe move Wade into the middle again.
Now on the clock.
And have that newly drafted fast middle linebacker play outside linebacker.
You could.
Cleveland is now on the clock.
However, I can certainly see why we use the accelerated draft speed at times, because this is taking a long time.
Yes, it's taken quite a long time now, hasn't it? Well, the Bulldogs are doing a left guard. I don't know anything about the Bulldogs, to be honest with you.
They started off as a strong offense or an air it out team or something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so they're actually still trying to build up their strengths then, I guess.
Yeah.
They're not like the Knights who were trying to compensate for their weaknesses.
Buffalo is now on the clock.
See, a lot of these players now that these guys are drafting to, they're never going to see the field, right?
Yep.
Baltimore is now.
In fact, a lot of them don't even get signed.
Yeah, they just end up in free agency.
They just end up in the free agent pool, yeah. So, even if we couldn't necessarily get all of the players that we wanted from the draft, we could always go to the free agent pool. Because I discovered that too, right? Because I'd scouted a particular player that I wanted, and then somebody else drafted him ahead of me. But then later I went into the free agent pool because I couldn't get a player at that position, and I found that same player that I'd scouted.
Yep.
Because he didn't get signed by the team that drafted him.
Shiner Marshalls. Arizona is now on the clock.
Well, Houston managed to find a left tackle.
These riveting draft picks.
Yeah.
It's been nothing but tackles all day long.
Indianapolis is now on the clock.
I think we're going to end up with one of those situations where we see like 20 left tackles on a team again.
We'll have to look at everybody's rosters after after the rookies have all been signed,
Washington
just to see what it looks like,
Yeah,
right?
another left tackle.
Because to tell you the truth, even after releasing some of the players that we didn't want to keep, we still had enough players at almost every position to field a team anyway.
Yep.
Right?
Miami
Yep.
is now on the clock. Boston is now on the clock.
As we close in on the end of round 5.
Green Bay is now on the clock. Chicago is now on the clock.
Anyway, I'm just itching now to see how everybody's going to fit into the new roster.
And the Records picked a left outside linebacker when they needed a guard.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They could be going for following their own path too.
Tigers got themselves a middle linebacker.
Dallas is now on the clock.
A right outside linebacker.
See, it's funny how some of these players end up in the free agency pool too. Like, I suspect some of the all Madden teams are probably going to be running into cap problems here right away.
Oh, probably.
Right? And that might be, you know, like why some of those players get redistributed
Into the free agents pool,
into
yeah.
the free agent pool because they can't afford to keep them all, right? Well, let's see what we have scouted here. Okay, that guy is a no. That guy is a no. Okay. So this guy and this guy. This guy's got a little more top-end speed. That guy's a little quicker. And he's a little more agile.
That guy's also a wide receiver.
Holy. Oh, yeah, right.
This guy's a strong safety.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you know what? With 20 bench press reps. I know it's only the 5th round. That guy's a 7th rounder.
He's a little weak on his jumping, but
Yeah.
I guess you can work on that.
It looks like that's all we got, though, right? So this guy is slower than some linebackers out there.
Yeah, at 4.65, he's going to be, well, no, 4.65, he'll be 70 to 79 speed.
Yeah. I don't know. So you still have that speedy wide receiver in there, too. Okay, well, you know what? I'm gonna pick this guy. He looks like he's tough. He's quick. He's fast.
You like him.
I'm not sure why nobody else likes him, but
Can't jump.
yeah. But you know what?
Detroit is now.
I'm going to pick him. I don't think you can go backwards from safety down to linebacker, though, right?
Pittsburgh is now on the.
No, you can't.
No?
You can only go from linebacker to safety.
That's unfortunate.
Of course, if your player at safety is actually a linebacker, he can move back to linebacker.
Yeah.
But if you have a safety that you draft, you can't just take that safety and turn him into a linebacker. You can turn them into a corner, or a running back, or a tight end, I think.
Yeah. Because that guy I just drafted had some characteristics very similar to a linebacker, right?
Yep.
You know, even his strength rating would be similar.
Well, he also had speed that I'd look for at running back.
Yeah.
Sometimes these defensive players can have very high carrying ratings,
New York
which almost
is now
suggests that they played a different position prior to getting to the draft here.
Yeah. Well, I liked him for his speed and his other quickness abilities, and the fact that he's also strong for a player in that position is just a bonus.
now on the clock.
Yeah.
And you know, like I said, I'm not really that worried about cornerback speed, but I do want the safeties to be fast enough to be able to cover the whole field behind them, right?
St. Louis is now
Because
on the
I
clock.
play two deep safeties almost always. And I like to play press coverage. So, you know, with the corners playing press coverage, if they're physical, then it doesn't really necessarily mean that they have to be really, really fast, right?
Scorpions are getting another offensive lineman.
Yeah, I think that by now, lots of these guys aren't going to get signed, probably.
Seattle is now on the clock.
The Looters took a right end. Well, they need help everywhere, right?
Yep. Well, you never know. Sometimes you can occasionally get a good pick late as well.
The Pigeons are still drafting defensive personnel.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the Pigeons are just going to take all the defensive players in the draft. We'll have to take a look at that.
Memphis now on the clock.
Well, we'll have to see who they signed anyway.
Tampa Bay now on the clock.
Big men got a quarterback.
Yeah. See, some of these teams that are like pretty average teams or, you know, mid-echelon teams that are picking in the first 5
Cleveland
picks,
is now on the clock.
it makes me wonder what kind of season they had, right?
Yeah. Well, I think some of it too comes down to season-ending injuries or things like that as well.
Yeah.
Stuff that's kind of intangible that you don't.
Yeah, a good player gets knocked out for the season kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and it's enough to take out their team because they're like a balanced team. They're not like a specialized team in any way. So the balanced teams don't tend to have a lot of depth.
San Diego is now on the clock. Buffalo is now on the clock.
Well, there's getting to be fewer and fewer players out there too, probably.
Baltimore is now on the clock.
So you never know that safety I just drafted, if his agility and acceleration are good enough, I could turn him into a cornerback.
You could, and then you could turn one of your corners into a safety.
I was already looking at one of my corners becoming a safety anyway, because he's got low agility, but he's got decent tackling.
Yep.
I think he's the guy who plays the dime position. He's the dime guy.
Either the dime guy or the guy who backs up the dime guy.
Mm-hmm. But he's also got enough speed that he'd be a decent safety too, right?
Arizona is now on the clock.
Now the Marshals got themselves a cornerback.
Indianapolis is now on the clock.
I guess the Stingers are looking for fresh talent at quarterback. Or they're just picking somebody because they have to now.
They're probably just picking somebody because they have to by now. I mean, that's what I find too, is by the end of the 6th and 7th rounds, I have to pick somebody. And I'm looking at a very short list of extremely mediocre players that I didn't even scout, right?
Miami is now on the
Because
clock.
all the players I scouted are long gone. Which is why I do things like I'll pick a 6th or 7th round player in the 5th round, because if he has characteristics that I like, I want to make sure I get him before there's like nothing but mediocre fullbacks left in the in the list, right?
Green Bay is now on the clock.
Well, there's still some offensive linemen out there, obviously.
Apparently.
They
Well,
must be-
there's enough of them, right?
Chicago
yeah, they must be
is
pretty
now on
low
the clock.
quality by now, though.
Defensive taxes. There you go. Green Bay's also going defense some more.
Yeah. Well, they need to as well, right? Because they are mainly an offensive power. Although I know they use the full house formations a lot, and I know that used to bug you an awful lot, but I came up with a solution for the full house.
Oakland is now on the clock.
I just treat it like a goal line formation.
No, what I do is I put out a 4-3, and I play man lock under 2. And
Dallas
it
is now
bunches
on the
just
clock.
as many players in the middle of the field as they have. So who's the Desperados going to pick? They picked the defensive end.
Hey, you know, maybe Clark
Kansas
could
City
play
is
fullback.
now on the clock.
I don't know. I mean, you've already got Golston there.
Yeah, but you know, you can always use another fullback.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's see. Wow. They've got a couple of quarterbacks, one halfback left, right?
He's slower than shit.
And they got four fullbacks left. And two kind of slow wide receivers. And a whole bunch of tight ends. Wow, a lot of tight ends. Nobody is drafting tight ends this season. This guy was a first and second round projected pick. Didn't get picked at all.
Well, they're all kind of slow this season, right?
Yep.
Again.
They got a few guards left. And a few centers. Okay, left end. Nothing there. Right end. Okay. No defensive tackles. I guess they all went.
Who's this guy?
One outside linebacker. And he's kind of a slow guy.
And he's kind of weak.
Yeah. See, that safety I drafted has got 20 bench press reps. He's stronger than this guy. Right? Middle linebackers. That guy looks like he might be passably quick for a linebacker. Cornerbacks. That guy's pretty fast. Oh, his shuttle and his cone are not great.
I mean, they're terrible.
Yeah. So, free safety. We got a speedy free safety with good shuttle.
And terrible cone.
And terrible cone. That's that terrible cone for a safety?
That cone is, what's the number?
7.44.
Gonna be 60 to 69
Wow.
agility.
And only 8 bench press reps. So that's not good either. So it looks like they've got... Okay, so our other strong safety that we scouted is this guy, I think.
Yep. I seem to remember his name.
Yeah. And he's pretty good jumping. He's got 16 bench press reps. 4.35 40, 4.46 shuttle.
Yeah, I think his shuttle is what's going to be holding him back. That's going to be giving him a low acceleration.
Yeah, and 6.8 cone.
Yeah, the 6.8 cone is almost as good as you can get.
Yeah. Okay.
So he's going to have like 90 to 99 agility.
Yeah,
and
so that's Joyce.
Yeah, he's just going to have somewhere in the 50s for acceleration. He's going to be the opposite of the other guy.
Yeah.
Right, so he's going to have 50s in acceleration, but 90s in agility.
Okay, so we got Joyce, and then we got an undrafted middle linebacker that we scouted as well. And he looks like he's actually pretty quick.
Yep.
Right? He's actually looks like he's really quick.
So his shuttle time is going to put him at 70 to 79 acceleration.
Yep.
His 40 time is going to give him 70 to 79 speed. And his cone, according to this, is just barely in the range of 60 to 69 agility.
Okay, well, we're going to pick Joyce anyway. And then if he's still available, we'll pick Page in the last round.
All right.
We'll go with those linebacker defensive ends.
Well, the Comets just picked a center. Yeah, the Comets went winless again, didn't they?
I don't think anybody did, actually. I think everybody won at least one game.
The Lifers picked a center.
Yeah, there's pretty much only centers and guards left. You know, like offensive linemen. That's just about all that's left.
Now on the clock.
Defensive end.
Yeah, just don't take my linebacker.
Philadelphia is now on the clock.
No linebacker.
Not yet.
You know, they picked these Philadelphia, the New York Knights, Green Bay, they've all been shoring up their defenses.
Yep.
Throughout the entire draft.
Well, they needed to, though, right? Actually, if Philadelphia plays the same style of defense they did, but with better players, they might actually be pretty tough on defense.
Possibly. Watch, that quarterback is going to be the starter on the Kitties because some backwards coaching decision.
Yeah. Well, my linebacker hasn't gone yet.
The looters will solve that problem for you.
Yeah, maybe, eh? Then the guy will end up being defensive rookie of the year or something.
Yeah, for having 400 tackles in a single season.
Yeah.
New York is now on the clock.
Oh, nobody took that linebacker yet.
Nope, but that's another defensive personnel for Seattle.
Yep.
Memphis now on the clock.
A right guard.
Yep.
I think that's the first offensive player I remember them picking in a while.
Yeah, again, I think their big thing is they need to improve their defense too, right?
Cleveland is now on the clock.
Okay, we're almost halfway there.
Almost.
Denver is now on the clock. San Diego is now on the clock.
Only chose a right guard.
Yep. Keeping my fingers crossed. It'd be nice to get a decent player in round 7.
No, you're going to end up drafting this Joker.
Buffalo is now on the clock.
Well, so far I don't recall seeing him go though, right?
Baltimore is now on the clock.
Bulls picked left tackle. Bulls picked all offensive stuff.
Yeah,
Because they're a defensive team.
Yep. Because they needed to improve their offense.
Hawks picked a left outside linebacker.
Yeah, but not that middle linebacker.
Now on the clock, the Shiner Marshals.
The Shiner Marshals?
Yeah, there you go. I guess they relocated, but they relocated to...
What the heck is Shiner?
I think that's a place.
Is it a place?
Arizona is
Guess
now
so.
on the clock.
Maybe we did get a team relocation then. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but they just decided to keep the same name and the same uniforms.
Yeah, I don't know.
Indianapolis is now on the clock.
Arizona chose another safety. Because they're not good enough at that position already.
Yeah.
You know, you have the best safety in the league.
Yeah.
Better than all
actually,
Madden safeties.
Actually, he won best defensive back this past season too, right?
Yeah. Just doesn't make any sense.
Miami is now on the clock.
Another
They
right
picked-
guard.
They picked an offensive lineman.
Boston is now on the clock.
Guppies took a left end.
Yep. The suspense is killing me.
Green Bay is now on the clock.
Watch this. This guy will last all the way to the very end. He'll be the last player picked in the draft, and he'll turn out to be total dog shit.
Well, another. God.
Chicago is now on the clock.
Strong safety from Green Bay. So that's all defensive personnel again. The Wreckers took the quarterback.
Did they take the quarterback? You just saw him disappear from the list? So
Yep.
You already knew?
I knew.
Well, only 3 more to go. Is he going to last?
Oakland is now on the clock.
Took a right end.
Dallas is now on the clock.
Took a strong safety.
Oh, okay, 1 to go. See, I'm glad I picked those speed guys earlier, right? Even though they were really low rounders.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they'd be playing for somebody else, right? Tight end. They took a tight end. Okay. So this is it. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat.
Kansas City is now on the clock.
Right guard.
Okay, it looks like I'm probably going to get the player I wanted. There he is. He's still there. There, the draft is complete. So now I guess we get to sign our draft picks.
That we do.
Okay. So, Derek White.
Yep, we'll sign him for a year.
Only a year?
Only a year.
Okay. Oop. Okay.
And what's he looking like here?
He's got 69, 96 speed, 57 strength. Look at that agility. His acceleration could be better, but he's got really good hands. And okay carrying. Not bad break tackle for a wide receiver, actually. Okay, let's see what we came up with here. What? I think just as a rule of thumb, I'm going to give some of these guys 2 years. 63 overall, 70 speed.
Nice. He ended up being a little faster than he was supposed to be.
Yeah, and his acceleration and agility are not bad. Wow, he's got 10 catching.
Oh, God. He doesn't have opposable thumbs, okay?
Yeah, I guess not. Okay, well, you know what? The diamond in the rough. Chad Brandon.
1 year.
1 year. Okay, he's overall 60. He's got 94 speed, 64 strength. Oh, look at that. That's nice. 89 acceleration. He's not great at catching, though. He's probably going to drop as many as he catches. But he's got a good carrying rating. And he breaks tackles reasonably well.
Yep.
Okay, here we go. Let's see what kind of player this guy's going to be. Okay, he's 60 overall. He's got 79 speed, 73 acceleration, and his strength is 75. Okay, that guy could play defensive end. And he's a pretty good tackler, too.
Yep.
Okay. And then we got Cornell White, right? Right? Yeah. Okay. 59. He's got 88 speed, 69 strength, pretty good agility. He's terrible at catching. Wow. But he's a great tackler. Okay, how did we do with this guy? .57. He's got 83 speed. Okay, a bit better agility, terrible acceleration. slightly less terrible at catching, but he's also a good tackler. Okay, and then this guy here, does he turn out to be a diamond in the rough?
No.
Let's give him a little bonus.
Oh, just to make him happy?
Yeah. Ooh, 46 overall, 64 speed, 76 strength.
Oh, he's strong.
Yeah. He's got pretty good acceleration too, though. And he's a good tackler as well.
And he's 264 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, he's big enough that he could play defensive end as well. Well, there you go. That's our draft pick signing.
Indeed.
So now we're going to finalize signing picks. We've actually managed to sign all of our draft picks, so that meant we had enough room on the roster for them all.
That's also why I only sign people to like these 1-year contracts.
Yeah, because if they don't work out, you can just let them go and hope for somebody better next season, right?
That's right, especially because you got to draft. I mean, I guess you could always not sign your draft picks, but you don't sign them, you don't get to see what they're like.
Yep. It's just like opening presents on Christmas morning, right?
Ah. Yeah, except half the fucking presents suck.
Yeah, actually, we have managed to get higher rated overall players than this in past drafts too, right?
Yep.
But like you say, though, I don't think there was a very good selection of the type of talent that we were looking for.
Or of talent in general.
Yeah. Okay, free agent signing. Well, I don't think we need to sign any free agents. So we can probably just advance this one. And we can probably pause while we advance this because this is going to take several minutes.
Cecil Ford is in free agency?
Yeah, wow, eh?
Wow.
That's okay, we don't need him. We got Bo Jenkins. Okay. All right?
Yep.
Okay, we'll pause while we do this.
And we're back.
Yes, and there were some wild moves taken in the free agency section here.
Yeah, some real nonsense stuff.
Yeah, like, for example, the Desperados and the Zombies basically traded quarterbacks straight across.
For the same price.
For the same price. Basically, well, pretty close to the same price. I mean, there was a small difference in the bonuses, I guess. But yeah, so now Anthony Strouser is going to move from the Zombies to the Desperados, and Grant Kaufman is going to move from the Desperados to the Zombies.
What the hell was the point?
But in bigger news, Cecil Ford got hired on by the St. Louis Scorpions.
Ooh.
And then I'm not sure who Derek Wicks is, but he got a deal with the Zombies as well. And Calvin Luman, who is apparently an NFL icon, by the looks of that, that's what that little thing with the star next to it is, I think. You know, like half of these guys are NFL icons. Got hired on by the Tigers as well. So, and then somebody named Jerome Sanford's signed on for $3 million a year.
Look at that. Cherry, the old Royals quarterback.
Yep, he's signed on with the Hawks. So isn't that something? And then at halfback, well, Lance McCoy, who I believe came from the Desperados.
Yep.
And then Lops, I'm not sure where he came from, but he's also, and then McGuire, I believe, was with the with Baltimore.
So the Looters are building themselves up.
Yeah. Well, Reginald McGuire. And it looks like the Lifers hired themselves a halfback as well. But anyway, it looked like to me like there was some fairly major happenings, particularly with quarterbacks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that I found surprising. Other than that, well, you know, like they did move around some players at fullback. Some guys at Will Bush was a wide receiver for the Vultures. Not anymore. So, anyway. Looks like the Stingers hired a superstar tight end. I'm not sure who hired this guy. Maybe nobody. The looks of it. Nobody put in an offer for him.
Couldn't afford him, probably.
Yeah. Must be just sorted by overall rating or something. Yeah. So anyway, if we look at this, I don't really see any names that I recognize here. Although it looks like the Swamp Rats got themselves a couple of defensive ends.
Are these going to be these 99 speed?
Yeah, probably. It looks like they're going to have two of them. They're both 36 years old, right? So they aren't going to be around for much longer, but maybe they figured they're going to try and buy themselves a championship next season or something. Or something.
Right? Then look at what the Wizards did.
Yeah. Yeah. They picked up. That guy's not that old either, though. Right? And these guys hired Chad Bratsky, who's 35 years old as well. So defensive tackles, well, okay. Outside linebackers, not that many.
Go back to defensive tackle for a sec.
Yeah.
McGrady.
What? Corey McGrady. Oh, they hired the Marshals hired Corey McGrady. How about that? Well, I guess they must have needed him.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see that he found a job somewhere else. He got a 3-year deal. Look at that, eh?
Pretty good at that age.
Yeah. So, left outside linebacker. Well, what's this? This guy's a rookie that got hired out of free agency. Wow, look at that guy. Speed. I think we managed to do that well, though. Okay, so looks like the Royals hired a superstar middle linebacker. So did the Guppies. And then Marvin Jones is still playing. He's playing for the Looters this year.
He's not a coach yet, damn it.
Nope, he's not a coach yet. So cornerbacks, well, there was a little bit of movement in free agency, but not too much. And at free safety, yeah, no big stars moving around there. Strong safety. Well, looks like maybe the Leopards tried to improve a little bit, but I'm not sure that they did. Okay, a couple of kickers. Nobody signed any punters, so there you go. So now reordering the depth charts. Might as well just hit auto reorder, and then because we're gonna change a bunch of players around anyways, right?
I mean, I never hit auto reorder. I always just change them manually.
Yeah, I know, but we can do that off camera afterwards because we have a whole lot of work to do and a lot of players to change. And we've already been at this for how long?
2 hours and 14 minutes.
Yeah, so
it's going to be our longest football episode yet.
Yeah.
Good thing there's not a lot of detailed movement in this one. It'll compress well.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just going to hit auto reorder because we'll fix it later. A lot of these players aren't even going to be in the same positions that they are now. And depth charts for unassisted user coaches will not be okay. Whatever. And start new season. So I guess when we come back in the next episode, we'll be doing training camp for season 4.
Indeed.
So until then,
I'm Recv5.
And I am Sandman99.
Have a good one.